誰もいないじゃん。なんでなんでやだみんな一人前のみんなおはようめ。とりあえず一人前のみんなおはようめ。おはようめみんな。ハローハローポピーさんじゃなくてよし。夢見るアイドルゆめりん、小夢バズるオタクアイドルゆめりんこと暁ゆめです。楽しい時間を一緒に過ごしましょう。はい、ということで今日の配信も始まる。ポピーさんおはようめ。レコードさんおはようめ。フランシス・シシコさんおはようめ。ガチ空手またねOK This will move どういう意味。なるほど What a piece シャートムシオネさんおはようめ。おはようめやということで今日はですね、皆さんのご存知の通り今日はそうね、今日はですねおしらぶの続きをするじゃなくてやるですわ。ラブ今日は最後までやらないかもしれないですけど、普通のなるべくやるわ。I'll try my best to play. I don't think I can finish that game today, but we'll see. I wanna try. Yep. I wanna try, give some tries. Up. To open my tomorrow is what? Guys know tomorrow is mustache. Tomorrow is a mustache stream experiment. そうだよ。
スケラソメーラ。推しのラブより恋のラブ。
ヘナンデズ・ロペズ、エマニュエルさん。じゃあ、有名です。ラブ。あった。ラブの。じゃなくて。ことでささっとということでささっといきましょう。 I don't think I don't think I have finished that today. From the side, she was a picture of the beautiful woman, slim from slender arm and a high straight nose. But when she turned to face me, her expression was thirsty AF.
もうようやっとよ。何が？
She sounded serious even with the dumb, sloppy grin on her face. It looked like a serious ratchet.
検証企業コラボ。いや、レンはわかんないかもだけど、これってすごいことなんだから。
Bernie Star さん、おはようね。This is finally someone said my name. I always said my listener's name. I remember this name. Your name is a little long. I remember long name, longer than. Yum yum yum.
なんかすっごい嬉しそうだね。ほんと楽しみ。ってそんな顔に出てる？
待って。何ののど飴を。あれ待ってみんな。のど飴なくなった。飴。Your name is too long. Can I just call you Lopez? Lopez? May I? Not can I? Could I? May I just call you Lopez in short? Akulu hid her face with her hands like she'd been completely unaware she was practically radiating joy from her whole body.
だってアクルさっきからずっとにやけてるし。
泉さん、はやめ。
だって嬉しいから。
Oh my god, she was so cute when she get embraces, but it kinda pissed me off that it was some guy called Kohei-kun who put that expression on her face.
でもレンが来てくれるから心強いわ。ありがとう。
Apparently, some karaoke place had started offer the original drink based on her favorite game. And so she invited me to come. I mean, that was great and everything, but
アクルのキャラのコースターがもらえればいいんでしょ？ガチャとかよりも出るの早そう。いや、ガチャのがまだいいのよ。コラボ系は注文ごとにコースターもらえるから、その分料理やらドリンクやらを消費しなきゃいけないからしんどくて。でもドリンクとかいくらでも頼んでいいから。よくわかんないけど、アクルがカラオケ連れてってくれてジュースとかもおごってくれるってことでしょ？
そうですね。That made me happy. I didn't mind going around all this manga and anime store, but this way more my sense.
レンがそれでいいならいいわ。
I was already walking off and didn't hear her whispered words. Great words. あ、カラオケ。
サンプルで見てたけど、これはキュートさの中に凛々しさもあってやばい。ラメモーション全然聞いてないし。
かわいいな。I was the only one who'd been singing. As soon as we arrived, Akuru ordered a drink and a cake and accepted something from the waiter.
いや、この可愛さはやばい。犯罪なのでは？推しが犯罪者になってしまうのでは？
違うよ。目を覚ましてよ。Akuru was traveling and she clutched a paper drink coaster in her hand. Her gaze was fixed on the image of the guy on the coaster.
こっち見てよ。
Filled with the jellies, I used the tablet's touch screen to quickly choose another song and send it. The title popped up on the big screen with a beep.
Akuru, ちゃんと聞いてて。
When I shoved the tablet at her, she looked at me blankly.
そんなにカラオケ好きなの？
I was about to tell her that it was her I love, but the song had already begun to play.
これ。
Her eyes went wide as she looked at the touchscreen. It seemed like she was looking past me. But I wasn't gonna stop now. I gripped the microphone tightly. I didn't usually confess my I didn't usually confess my feelings so point blank.
だから、分かってよ。他の誰かなんかじゃない君に一目見て惹かれたよね。
Touching the mic, I got my feet and started intently at Akuru as I sang.
ちゃんと聞いててね。好き大好き。もしかして、やっと気づいてくれた？
The sound of her voice almost made me forget the melody, but I recovered and kept going.
アクルの一番私でしょ。初めて会った時から。やっぱり前川くんのキャラソン本編映像付きじゃない。大画面で星が見られる？
アクルー、何してるの？
いや、レン、ちょっと待って、これ入れていい？いや、レン、ちょっと待って、これ入れていい？
This time when I finally got through to her. Yet Akuru was looking down at the tablet, her eyes glittering. Glittering, cute scene.
お、次ちょうど空いてるじゃない。
Oh, the next slot open! Akuru added her song. The prelude started to play, but I pushed the big red stop button.
って何するの？
The music stopped, and Akuru turned to me, looking a little dejected. Even though she was finally looking at me, it wasn't for the reason I wanted.
こんなの子供騙しじゃん。何急に。
What's this about all about? What's this all about? What's this about all of a sudden?
急じゃないもん。さっきからアクル全然聞いてくれないし。
It's not sudden. You have been ignoring me this whole time.
聞いてって、聞かなきゃダメなの？
I was supposed to be listening?
だってカラオケだよ。
We are at freaking karaoke.
カラオケなんて本人が楽しく歌えるなら他の人が聞いてる必要ないじゃない。それに最初から私はコラボ目当てだって言ってたし。
アクルでばー。本当にダメだ。恋のセンス全然ないな。If the princess in...
それはそうだけど。
I knew that I was here as her lucky charm, so she could get the item she wanted.
でも最近はそれだけじゃない気がしてたのに。
She was kind to me, even if she was awkward about it. It was so cool, but sometimes she'd give me this shocking look. shockingly adorable smile. That was the Akuru.
私はこんなにアクルのこと好きなのに。
I caught hold of her shoulder and stopped it down. Her eyes were screwed so tightly shut that they hurt. I didn't know how to bring my lips to hers. Then, unlike the soft sensation, I'd be imagining I felt something hard and bony press up against my face. Akulu had blocked my mouth with her vest and was looking at me with a conflicted expression. There was no trace of laughter in her usual kind eyes. I knew it then. I'd ruined everything. Suddenly terrified, I threw her away from me. My eyes stung. Whether with heat or cold, I couldn't tell.
アクルのバカ。レン。
Instead, I dashed out of the karaoke booth. I thought I heard a voice calling to me from the far off, but I knew it was probably just my imagination. Sad. The way she looked up at me, her high voice, her beautiful braided. When she smiled, I felt myself come undone. But she then hadn't been.
でも仕方ないじゃない。
I stowed the ticket I bought from the convenience store into my ticket with the traditional Japanese pattern on it. Then I laid down in a bed, staring at the person-sized empty space on my right.
レン。
Stretching out my arm, I grasped the awling air. I closed my eyes. Several emotions swirled inside me, but I didn't want to put any of them into words.
やめよう。明日も頑張って働くぞ。
マジで社畜は。My voice echoed around the small apartment as I drove everything else out of my mind. Tomorrow would become regardless of my thought, and I had to work to survive. My husband was still here with me. Ohaya, new subscriber here. I will watch your career with career with a great interest in 頑張れ。あ、いらっしゃい。Welcome, We That Sky Great さん。こんにちは。はじめまして。Akatsuki Yume です。Hello, my name is Akatsuki Yume. Thanks for your Thanks for your subscriber. I appreciate. Thank you so much.
ファンミのグッズ物販計7万稼ぐぞ
Estuve buscando la historia en español para entender un poco.
I was looking for the story in Spanish to understand a little. Let me try. Akuru has an at because was used then.
Ren se enojó con Akuru porque Akuru se negaba a Ren.
Akuru only likes likes her husbando. Ignore the feeling of death. So, it's off.
A Kuro solo le gusta a su marido en el juego e ignora el sentimiento de Ren, así que Ren se cabreó.
こういう感じです。あ、夢や、おはよう。エクストロールさん、おはようございます。おはようございます。ハロー、エデクリスさん、おはようございます。But I did not find it.
Pero no lo encontré.
Pero no encontré.
Pero no lo encontré.
Encontré. お姉さん、no Spanish. I'm learning. I'm still learning. Oh wait, why have my glasses on? Why have I my glasses on? That's weird. Okay, let's go. 推しのラブより恋のラブ。
見えてきた。あそこかな。
Following Shino's gaze, I saw the brightly lighted building up ahead. A bunch of the girls were already gathered around it.
もう結構集まってるね。あの人、小平くん推しっぽくない？ほんとだ。なんか小平くん推しの人初めて見た。
Among the crowd of girls with the badge covered its backs, I spotted one covered in Koheiku merch. I was pleased to have found a fellow comrade.
いやー、小平くんの魅力に気づくとは、いい趣味してるわ。
Some people hated when others standed the same character as them, but I thought of it like this. I loved the Koheiku who lived inside of me, and she loved her own Koheiku. Existed in different worlds.
そっちの世界の小平くんの幸せにしてあげてね。
I murmured to myself, starting at my fellow Koheiku stand. I thought maybe she gave me an odd look, but it was probably just my imagination.
あーちゃん、声に出てる。危ない。この前もコラボ行ったって言ってたけど、小平くん推しの人は見かけなかったの？カラオケコラボ行ったんでしょ？いや、カラオケって個室だし、それに。
I stopped. In my head, I heard her voice from the back then.
私はこんなにアクルのこと好きなのに。
私がこんなにアクルのこと好きなのに。よし、もうセリフをチェンジしよう。私はこんなにさゆちゃんのこと好きなのに。よし。
チケット。まだ渡してなかったっけ？今。
I hurriedly unfastened my bag.
そうじゃなくて、2枚当たったんでしょ
？They don't cut me off before I found the ticket, smiling slightly.
それ、レンちゃんのおかげなんじゃないの？レンちゃんと来なくてよかったの？いや、だってずっと家に帰ってこないし。
I hadn't seen them at all since that day last week. Huh? I'd thought about calling her several times, but somehow hadn't been able to myself to do it.
それに、レンは私のことは好きだけど、私の推しが好きなわけじゃないもの。
I put out the 2 tickets. For forcing a smile to my face, I handed the one to Shino.
なんて、もともとレンと私じゃ価値観も合わないし、誘ったって楽しめないでしょ。こういうのは同じオタク同士が一番。
A part was relieved when Shino accepted the ticket from me.
意地っ張り。遅い。
Honestly, Shino was way too perspective.
ほんと、今夜の浩平くん最高だった。
I carefully made my way through the ticket gate at the station, laden down with the bags. I'd spent half of a month's rent on merch at the fan meeting, and the bags were heavy in my hand, but I'd be damned if I dropped them.
ほんと生声の浩平くんやばかった。鼓膜まで綺麗に洗浄されたもん。ほんと好き。結婚したい。
あーちゃん、声大きい。
危ない。本当に危ない。
I was starting to look like a weirdo again. What if the police stopped by thinking I was some kind of drugs? They might not let me go home.
まあでもやっぱり江戸組は安定感あるよね。戦国らへんは設定重いからこういうイベントでもコメディにしづらいし。
No commented as our thoughts on the event. I had mostly been a live reading and talk show, and Shino had seemed the most enamored by the reading.
確かに。
朗読劇とはいえ剣劇がおざなり感あったのは残念だったけど。
Plaza in front of the station was bursting with the people. A bus pulled the depot and the gaggle of the laughing girls peeled out.
って聞いてる？
ああ、ごめん。
あーちゃん、今日ずっとそんな感じ。自分じゃ気づいてないだろうけど。
Shino stopped in front of the entrance to the subway. Looks like she was planning for her head home, even though we usually ate dinner together after it.
もう帰るの？
He gave a vague answer which I didn't know how to respond to, so I just stood there in silence.
ま、お迎えが来てくれたみたいだしね。
Well, looks like your escorts arrived. There wasn't but mischievous tingle to her tone as she looked at something over my shoulder. Sorry for being late. I took a nap and lost track of time. It's okay, コビン先輩。ねえ。コビン先輩、こんゆめ。
じゃあまた明日職場でね。
Shino was already hurried off before I'd had a chance to turn and see what she was looking at. Then my eyes widened at my finger that appeared in front of me. Wait.
お姉さん、一人？
お姉さん一人可愛くない？
お姉さん、一人？
レン？
はあ、シノに気使われるなんて思ってなかった。
なんでここに？
イベント行ってきたんでしょ？
She put her finger to her lips as she spoke. She must have looked up at the event and then come to wait in front of the station for who knows how long. Avoiding giving me her answer, she continued.
ごめんね、アクル。 やっぱり会いたくなっちゃった。
あえ
レン。
やっぱり会いたかった。待って、なんだっけ。
ごめんねアクル。やっぱり会いたくなっちゃった。
会いたくなっちゃった。People heard to and fro past us like we were invisible. The whine of an ambulance on the big road cut through the dawn for a moment, but quickly faded into the distance.
こんなところで待ってたら危ないでしょ。
I held out one handful of bag as I admonished her.
半分持ってくれる？
お姉さんそうそう就这样。
いいの？
See you here. Yes, 7. Her expression was confused, but at the same time ever so slightly hopeful. I felt like I was giving candy to a little kid, which made me feel a bit awkward.
結構重たいけど。
またこんな買ったの？
She teased me as she accepted the bag from me and set off walking. Her destination was the same as mine. My apartment, a short walk from the Kinshito.
少し髪伸びた気がする。
We got onto the escalator at the end of the pedestrian bridge. I found her nav at my eye level. A pink ribbon floated in the night sky, standing out conspicuously amid the lights of the town.
髪切らないの？
まだいいかなって。
She played with her bag, eyes narrowed, bashful, before I even knew what I was doing. I'd reached my own hand out to brush them away.
だって邪魔そうだし。
She started at me, her eyes reflecting a while of the white lights illuminating the billboards around the station.
この子は私のこと本当に好きなんだ。
Don't
¡Viva Argentina!
Viva Argentina. Her wide eyes and flushed cheek told me as much.
ごめんね。あの時意地悪して。
小見しろさん、おはよめ。She laid her hand on my left arm. Her finger was cold and cupped ever so slightly.
私、アクルが好き。アクルが私のことを好きじゃなくても。
I like you, even if you don't feel the same way about me.
知ってる。
だけど、アクルの中に私が全部いなくなっちゃうのは嫌だよ。
Don't cry. Don't cry. Tears streamed in her eyes before welling up and sliding down her cheek. Probably had no idea. No idea how I'd spent this last week. No idea what Shino had said to me. No idea just how important she had become to me. But I was scared that if I told her, things would be changed between us. ちょっと待って。ここはセーブポイントだよ、みんな。セーブポイント。But I wanted to stop her tears, so I didn't say words. Stop her. But I wanted to stop her tears.
アクル？
I won't be able to chat so much because I'm doing the schoolwork while watching Yume Hime. This schoolwork is more important. You can use my stream as the background. Nice idea. Her sweet scent surrounded. I nursed my cheek against her hair and my lips scratched her ear. 待って。やべえな。かわいい。
レンは私のこと全然分かってない。分かってるもん。確かにアクルが何考えてるのか分かんないことも少し、いや結構あるけど。
Although she argued back but vigorously, she stayed meekly in my arm. I timidly wrapped my arms tight around her, deepening the hug.
でも私もあなたのことよくわからないんだと思う。
PG-13. Yes, it's PG-13 now. 코비先輩、it's PG-13. は。Kago-san arrived at the intense scene. Yes. I joined the stream at the right time. Yes, we do. You do. Fuji-san, konnichiwa. Welcome to the stream. トペチ。は？
アクルは私のこと全然分かってない。
待て。Everything was soft and warm except the cold night breeze. A breeze tickled my neck.
突然結婚とか言い出すし、家に上がり込んでくるし、私は推しを追いかけてたいのに必死に追いかけてくるし、ほんとまるで侵略者みたい。
みんな聞こえてるかな。みんな待って、ちょっと声もっとボリュームを上げて。個シーンは大事だなと。
そんなこと言ったらアクルだって突然プロポーズしてきたし、こんな可愛い女子が好きって言ってるのにゲームのキャラばっかり追いかけてるし。でも好きだよ、アクル。
Body was hot in my arm and I could hear a lovely 30 heartbeat, although I wasn't sure if which of us it belonged to.
私も多分この子のこと。
What I was feeling wasn't the same as 3D love or 2D obsession, but I didn't yet have a name for that emotion. なんで I opened my eyes to a bright morning. Sunlight streamed in the windows and in narrow rays dancing the figure before me. It danced across her golden hair and the milky white skin. Her deep brown eyes gleamed with a reflected light.
綺麗。
Beautiful, I know. I never imagined that the day would come when I'd be thinking about that girl almost half my age. But this girl was truly beautiful.
レン？
Truly beautiful. I gently brushed her warm cheek with my fingertip. I closed my eyes, savoring the softness and warmth.
アクル好きだよ。
As her voice found its way to my ears as sleep tucked me back down again. There was something sad about it, yet at the same time it was the gentlest sound I'd ever heard. I put my hand on the back of the sofa and I looked around the sofa and the table where they had been the night before. The only thing missing was a less familiar presence. Huh?
なんとなく嫌な予感がする。
It was like the irritating, unresolved feeling you got when the new recruit quit before they even got used to the job when someone who'd always had a crush on you moved away.
まさかね。
Sitting down on the sofa, I replayed the yesterday's event in my head. It was like I could still feel her warmth in my arm. I ran a hand through my hair, try and despair those thoughts. However, Len didn't come back in the following 2 weeks. はぁ、マジ？なんでだよ、なんで帰れないの？なんで帰れないの？なんでだよ。Touching my phone, I said her name aloud. My first treaty only intensified as each message I sent went without a response. は、なんで帰らないの？ねえ、なんで？お城ラブより恋のラブ。Sinking into a folding chair in the break room machine, and I have the matching sign which encoded around the almost empty room.
明らかに人手不足。
チェックインだけで終わらないんだもん、あの人たち。配置する人員の数絶対間違えてる。
しかも連泊する割にシーツ交換省いたりしないし。
It wasn't just me, Shino seemed run down too. Despite being in the off-season just before summer vacation, the hotel was fully booked, and thanks to all the staff who were taking their summer break early, those of us left were rushed off our feet.
だから会合は嫌なのよ。
Due to this prestige, the Imperial Aso Hotel was often used by governmental organizations and various other businesses for their conferences and training courses. 寝とるじゃねえや、寝とるじゃない。寝とるなでばー、起きてよー。寝とるなじゃなくて寝とるな。寝るな。
確か全日本舞踊連絡会の定期会合だっけ？
そうそう。エントランスは着物のご婦人と殿方で溢れて、もう大変。
寝るな。起きてよ。There was a lot of hard to please customers in this demanding industry, which made it more of mentally than physically being up.
でもコヘイ君に似合いそうなからし色の着物着てる男の人がいて、ちょっとテンション上がった。
へえ、イメージカラーそのままじゃん。
そうなの。コヘイ君に着てほしい。
I opened up the pencil app to try and distract myself from my fatigue. Kohei-kun smiled out from the screen and we appreciated. Give it up, my dear.
癒される。
そういえば最近レンちゃんの話聞かないんだけど、あれからどうだったの？一応報告の義務があると思うんですが。
Her gaze felt almost painful as she leered at me. The busyness of the work had distracted me from thinking about it, but I couldn't avoid Shino.
連絡も何もない？あのレンちゃんが？
あ、待ってみんな。みんな、待って待って待って待って。Okay. 那么 her shocked the cry ran through the break room, causing the help manager to glance away from where the bee panting at the nearby table.
ちょっとシノ、声大きい。
あ、やべ。あ、痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い。あ、待って。足ぶつかれちゃった。はい。ぶつかった。あ、痛い。My feet. Then my left feet hit the table. So hurts. Another table hit the chairs.
ああ、ごめんごめん。そっか。
She apologized and lowered her voice, then fixed the search.
てっきり告白でもしたのかと思ったけど。
それは。
I couldn't exactly say I hadn't. I intended to convey my feeling to her in my own way, but perhaps Len had just taking it as me trying to share the friendship.
でもよかったんじゃない？ファンミーティングも終わったから、とりあえず運だよりなイベントもしばらくはないだろうし。
大丈夫です。まあ痛いですけど大丈夫です。It hurt, but it's a little bit hurt, but I'm fine.
確かにそうだけど。
痛いね。
それとも、それ以外にレンちゃんにいてほしい理由があったとか。
I heard this started loud at her words. I shook my head off. I shook my head vehemently to deny it.
いや、さあさあ、私には推しがいるわけだし、むしろ充実したオタクライフに戻れるわ。
Otaku life. Thinking about it, I hadn't been myself lately with them gone. I could stay up as late as I wanted, watching anime to my heart content.
それでいいの。元の生活に戻るだけなんだから。
Touching my phone tightly in my hand, I closed my eyes. I had a stack of work waiting for me back at the front desk, and I was sure the rest of the day would fly by in a blur of busyness.
眠い。
While the city center tended to stay bustling late night, the crowd thinned out the closer I got my apartment. I held back a yard as I walked. I'd wasted a bunch of the time rushing around the anime shops just before closed, and the clock on my phone was already Thursday. Since I'd dropped the stores without any particular time, I hadn't browsed much, which in turn had me dissatisfied, not wanting to go do on it. I pulled out my phone.
検証のドラマ CD でも聞いて帰ろう。
I dug my headphone out my bag and opened up my music app. As the background music started to play, I started to feel a little less gloomy.
これは油地獄。これでは手が滑って剣が握れないではないか。
やっぱりコヘイくんの凛々しい声いいな。最高。
In his sweet voice, he hid the steely stress of the master's swordman. I unlocked the door to my apartment block.
明日も仕事か。
Getting into the elevator, I sighed as I punched my floor number like the clockwork. When I arrived at my front door, I unlocked it and turned to the light in the pitch dark entryway.
ただいま。
I'm home. Announced my arrival to the empty room as I closed and locked the door behind me with a resounding. As I heard it into the dining room, the voice swirling in my ear.
はあ
His opening fell to his sword, Kohen-kun. Shithead, his.
ふむ悲しいやつよの。これが剣豪の定めか。
Kohen-kun left the scene after delivering catchphrase, and I pulled out my earbuds. Silence descended heavily. Only sound was the gentle snoring of the refrigerator coming from the.
あくる、おかえり。
あ
ただいま。
I whispered to no one, my faint voice quickly fading into darkness.
こんなに静かだったんだ、この家。
I had just gone back to housing the world before she arrived. I tried to tell myself that, but my chest had somewhere inside.
ここにいてよ。
As I slumped down onto the floor, I caught the sight of her nail polish light up from the TV. I noticed that not once I had given her were to be found among the cover bottom.
ほんと、そういうところ抜け目ないんだから。
I pricked the house hotly and pressed my palm to staring at the pink and white polish. I wondered what Len was thinking about right at the moment.
変に会いたいな。
みんなちゃんと聞いてるかな？ボリューム赤手ボリューム赤手ボリューム赤手ボリューム赤手。待ってみんな、ちょっと待って。ボリューム赤手よし。わかった。ボリューム赤手。わかりました。Sitting around the floor wasn't going to help anything. I got my feet and turned on the light. Then I started to search the room looking for a clue as Lynn's whereabouts.
レン、一人暮らししてたって言ってたし、家を突き止めるのが早いけど。
But I didn't know that much about her.
いや、多いな。
Muttering to myself, I cast my eyes over the personal belongings she left behind. She left a purely pink makeup pouch in the bathroom. Feeling a little guilty, I picked it up.
ごめん。
In the pouch, I found the eyeshadow palette and the eyebrow pencil she always used. Then they were probably backups. Rummaging past them, I came up a piece of the paper.
これレシート？
レシート？Unfolding a piece of the paper, I read the name of the well-known convenience store and the list of the snacks. The branch names was familiar.
東大島って、ここから3駅先くらいだっけ？
そうだよ。Come to the think of it, while I'd listened to her chatter about her friends and the classes, I never actually asked which college she'd attended. 元気ですか？元気だよ。すごく元気だよ。It seemed that it had been closer than I knew.
ここに行けばレンに会えるかも。いや、ストーカーみたいだけど、ポーチとか置きっぱなしだし、返してあげないといけないし。
あくる、ツンデレじゃん。Still making excuse to myself, I gripped the recipe tightly in my fist. To me, this tiny scrap of paper felt like a message she'd left behind for me. あくるでさ、ツンデレじゃん。完全に。推しのラブより恋のラブ。アニメしたい。この作品アニメしてよ。
おはよう。
In a residential area, a short walk from the station, I spotted a group of girls in a pink skirt and a colorful sweater and hoodies. I searched the group for the familiar figure.
レンはやっぱりいない。
やっぱりいないじゃなくていないよ。I watched them intently from the shadow of the left post, but I couldn't see anyone who looked like them. I figured that I'd be more likely to meet her in the morning rather than the evening, when people headed home at the different times. So on a day where I had a little shift, I'd come over before work.
怪しいのでは。
Do I seem like a creeper?
何か本校に用ですか？
Perhaps a woman who looked the professor was regarding me suspiciously. Beneath her accusatory stare, I forced my best customer service smile to my face.
いえ、ただ少し彼女たちを見てたら懐かしいなって。ごめんなさい、足を止めさせてしまって。
I tied my hand innocently.
これは厳しい。あと懐かしいのは本当だから精神的に来るものが。そうでしたか。私の方こそすみません。勘ぐってしまって。いえ、お仕事ご苦労様です。いえ。じゃあまた。また。
Looking down the ground, the woman walked briskly away. I got the feeling she was used to being kissed by her student. For the time being, I let out a breath of relief.
もうこうなったらレンの知り合いっぽい子に声かけて聞いてみよう。
I looked at a group walking past me. 3 girls with their black hair and a sleek ponytail who looked like they were in the athletic club, and the plain girls in a long skirt.
絶対違う。
They seemed like she'd be friendly with anyone, but her bestie would probably be someone like the girl over there.
あ、
あ、 girl with perfectly curled dyed brown hair that flirted in the wind. Her spidery, salty black eyelashes weren't going to be beaten by the sticks immediately anytime soon. He was with another girl wearing black rimmed glasses and a neo hoodie over an oversized shirt. The style reminds me of Lynn.
絶対レンのこと知ってるこの子たち。
それめっちゃ点上げなんだけど、イクスペアリの夏コスメも超いい色してんよね。それな。でもマジ金ないからバイトしないと夏乗り切れねえ。
I was about to call, but I stopped when I heard of how fast they were talking.
まあ、里ね、そんな金ないの？この前居酒屋でバイト始めたって言ってたじゃん。2日で辞めた。労働向いてないわ、私。
何を話しているの？
I could barely follow their conversation with my ears, so I followed them on my feet, screaming up my courage. I stepped out in front of them.
おはよ
う。は？おはようございます。てか誰？新人じゃん。おはようございます。
The two girls regarded me with an open curiosity and a growing amount of suspicion.
しくじった。完全に不審者じゃん。
At this point, there was nothing to do but push forward. I plodded with my questioning before they had time to start making a fuse.
あなたたち古舘蓮って知ってる？
ああ、蓮？もち知ってるよ。私らのアイドルだもん。
アイドル？いや、その蓮だけど、最近学校にも普通に来てる？
I wasn't sure, but I assumed that Len was popular at school. I feel the other girls' gaze hardened.
お姉さん、蓮の何？恋人？
それは違います。
これは厳しいね。Awkward. The girl narrowed her eyes and folded her arm, assuming the threatening stance. Although maybe it was weird to feel threatened by someone so much younger.
じゃあ姉ちゃん、言っとくけど、私たちは納得してないから。
そこ？
まあいいじゃん。お姉さんが実家にいるなら安心でしょ。
It looks like I'm now being assigned the role of the sister rather than girlfriend. The girl called Satone's eyes softened slightly behind her glasses.
実家？ちょっと待って、蓮は一人暮らししてるんじゃないの？
いや、そんなわけないじゃん。ついこないだまで私たちのうち泊まり歩いてたんだから。
歩いた？なんで？ Something clicked in my brain. Nothing about the way she said seemed like the girl wasn't telling the truth, but if that was the case.
私、もともと一人暮らしなんだよね。
頭？
むしろ大人と一緒の方が安心なんだけど。
Lynn had definitely told me she lived alone. Lynn!
まさか嘘だった？
Putting my hand over my mouth, my brain weirdly for a few seconds. Lynn had a place to live, yet she'd been couch suffering at her friend's place.
なんで？
I racked my brain, unable to understand. No matter how hard I thought, I was unlikely to arrive at the clear answer. I looked up, ready to thank Lynn's friend for their help and leave. That was when I noticed at the corner of my eyes, my gaze darted towards.
Lynn!
Lynn! I caught sight of her back several meters ahead as she ran off. Before I could get a word out, my feet was already carrying me forward.
レン、待って。
Ah, damn, why? Catching up to her, I reached out to grab her wrist. But she slapped it away. Exclamation caused her to look back at me for a moment. I grimaced at the pain in my hand. Then forward her mouth tight line. Indecision swimming in her eyes. Kawaii! Dandang. Kawaii. I stood frozen in place, watching her feet receding back, and I brushed my deceived hair back over my ear. My wrist still smarting.
ルリちゃん先生こっち。ほらめっちゃレン嫌がってんしょ。あなたさっきの。やば。やっぱり不審者だったのね。ちょっと素敵だなって思ったのに。いや違う。
For a good process, she already had my arm in frame. When I looked up, I saw Lynn watching us from the distance. Her hands clasped together, together apologetically. Oh man! Lips moved for me in the word silent. I yelled back.
あれ助けて。事情説明して。
事情を聞くのはこちらの方です。
It was glaring at me, sending a recent for glass. I mentally prepared myself for a dressing down from both the professor and my suspicious work at work later on. After that, I was the first list lecture on not acting like a creep around the student, even if you know them, and was subsequently late for work and told my manager. Since I went to the karate today, I won't be stream next at all tomorrow. Yeah, nice. Because tomorrow is a mustache.
結局レンが何考えてるのかわからないままだし。
As far as I couldn't tell, she didn't seem to like me. Perhaps she was confused. That's just what I was supposed to do.
本日は当ホテルをご利用いただきありがとうございます。こちらにお名前とご住所のご記入を。
I handed the keyboard to that woman, a form I was given her. I was starting there as I watched her filling. Something caught my eyes.
古舘香織。この名前どこかで。
どうかされましたか？
Something wrong?
いえ、失礼いたしました。ご記入いただきありがとうございます。
Woman, Mr. Kaori Flutachi narrowed her eyes at me. The server expressions at odds on face. Got a sense of class from her in the elegance of her movements.
そういえば、レンの担任の先生から電話が来たとき、古舘香織って名前で呼ばれたような。
I mentally compared Lynn to this woman before. It should be complete opposite, yet there was something similar.
古舘なんて珍しい名字もそんなにいるわけじゃないし。もしかして。
I caught myself asking personal questions to the customer was frowned up in my line of work.
さすがに聞くわけにはいかないよね。
そうだよ。そうだよ。言っちゃダメだよ。I have to go to eat dinner. You may have a good stream. Bye. The gaze fell on the guest room, where I saw the name of the film, a familiar station, along with a more detailed address.
情報あるよね。それはもう。
よし。 Mr. Flutachi was probably here for the dance conference. If she was someone well known, I could look her up and maybe find something out.
それでは客室係がご案内いたしますので。
My colleague, tell you to feeling guilty. I forced on my lips and froze my idol has been off work for a long time. A while since my cheeks had actually.
いいえ、結構よ。荷物くらい自分で持つわ。
For the bellboy could introduce them, she held her small case. From her wrist, the piano. I feel like she'd seen right through my intention, and I.
かしこまりました。では、お部屋までご案内させていただきます。
The bellboy understood my glance and showed Mr. Flutachi to elevator back. As I watched her go, I let out the breath I had been holding.
これは手強そう。
当たり前じゃん。推しのラブより恋のラブ。
で、どういう心情の変化？
She not grinning at me as we crossed the plaza in front of the last station of midnight. I'd never been here before. I could tell from her expression that she was kissing me.
意地悪言わないでよ。こういうの付き合ってくれそうなのシノくらいしか思いつかないんだから。
まあ、あーちゃんに頼られるの嬉しいからいいけどね。それに、
待て。
まあ、あーちゃんに頼られるの嬉しいからいいけどね。それに、レンちゃんのことも気になるし。
She wasn't the one for displays of affection, and I found myself quite moved by her uncharacteristic expression of emotion. Tina was such a good person.
あと、その謎の和装美人って日本舞踊の師範代なんでしょ？いい同人誌のネタになりそう。
そっか。
そうかじゃないよ。止めてよ。I took it all back. Shino was still Shino.
まあ、とにかく今日は日本舞踊の教室を見学しに来た一般人だから、私は友人の付き添いで来ただけ。古舘様が私に気づいても偶然を装うこと。
了解。
With a subdued, Shino held up her smartphone. The map showed that we'd arrived at our destination. Through the Japanese-style gate was a garden of peony trees. The sign by the entrance read Flutachi Academy of Traditional Japanese Dance.
おお、豪邸じゃん。
豪邸じゃん。
じゃあ、行こう。
ここからじゃよく見えないな。
まだ生徒さん来てないとか？
According to the attendance list of the National Japanese Dance Association conference, Kaori Furutachi ran a dance school out of her house. There was supposedly lesson being held today, but the website hadn't specified what time. We peered it through the gate and saw an open Japanese style room across the garden. After watching from our vantage point of a while, I spotted Kaori-san tidying a few in the shadow of the room.
あの人。
あれが？
I noted just then a kimono-clad woman, her 70 appeared from the back of the room, walking toward Kaori.
なんか深刻そうな話してる。
聞いてみる？
聞いてみる？
うん。
water! Drink water! Yes. Stopping over the station, we made our way into the garden. We managed to squeeze ourselves behind some planet up to their voice.
そんなこと聞いてきたんですか？今更あの人と話したいなんて。だってレンちゃんにとっては実の父親だもの。
Then, ear picked up the name misread. My theory had been correct. This woman was this mother.
一応手がかりがないわけではないんだけど、お母さんの許しを取ってからと思ったの。
Cowley's outside. It's not like Lynn's father. Cowley's husband didn't live, and not only that, but they didn't know how to act it.
多分レンちゃんも悩んでいるのよ。
Yes, you mean you what? Huh?
Eavesdrop.
Eavesdrop. No, it's not me.
その名前で呼ぶのやめてください。あの子は本当はラブなんですから。息子のことを思い出して辛いなら、あなたこそ呼ばなくてもいいのよ。
If it hurts to be remain of your son, now let go of the name.
そんなこと。
How Lisa raised her voice before quite quick cutting herself off.
ラブ？
Abu? I never heard the name before, but it seems the girl was talking about was one thing.
で、レンのこと？
I whispered to myself and said me she don't give me a really smile.
漢字
おはようございます
同じらしいけどね。レンじゃなくラブ。
待って。おはようございます。おはようございます。Welcome to my stream. Please subscribe if you like my stream. Please subscribe my channel and follow me on Twitter. Please. It's important to me. Please.
漢字は同じらしいけどね。レンじゃなくラブ。
シノは知ってたの？
知ってた。
前にノートの落書きに書かれてたの見たから。
I saw the dotted after her blurted confession. Shino's eyes softened behind her glasses. She probably didn't know the reason behind why Len would change her.
レンは
Carrie approaching voice. I stopped talking, looking toward the front gate. I saw a group of the girls getting out of the taxi.
やば。
I grabbed the hold of Shino's shirt, dragging her away with me. Filled with uneasy, we made our way back outside the front gate. 406th Street. That's nice. That's
そ
nice.
こずれてる。はい。所作の美しさはブレないことが前提。体の芯を意識して。
すみません。
Kaori's voice reverberated through the training hall. In a corner of the room, away from the other students, Kaori was giving me one-on-one instruction.
アクルさん、あなた自分の筋肉だけで動こうとしてるのよ。もっと自然な動きを心がけなさい。
She circled behind me and lightly touched my shoulder and back to adjust my posture. Posture as she continued.
フロントで見かけた時から立ち居振る舞いが綺麗だと思っていたの。 きっとあなた踊りに向いているわ。
ありがとうございます。
Tina was sitting on the floor just like me. I felt her gaze on me like a knife. This was so embarrassing. She was definitely laughing at.
そのまま立ってみなさい。
Kaori-san's hand brushed me again. I rose from my kneeling position. Following the path of her hand seemed to lead me straight, like she was pulling me up. I have a good feeling that Yume Hime will reach 1,000 subs earlier than we expect. I hope so.
この感覚を忘れないこと。ほら、もう一回。
Readjusting my posture, I sat back down and repeated the movement. Kaori-san continued instructing the rest of the class for a while longer until...
今日はここまでにしましょうか。
At her cue, the other students gathered around her. Although she retaining her stern expression, there was a gentleness in her eyes and she regarded them.
アクルさんたちも今日はここまででいいわ。
おはようめちょさん、おはようめ
はい。
おはようめちょさん。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Just as I put my hand to the floor to push myself up, her sharp voice stopped me.
アクルさん。
はい。
また元通りになってる。稽古が終わっても基本姿勢は常に意識しておくこと。わかった？
待って。
アクルさん。アクルさん。
アクルさん。アクルさん。アクルさん。She fronted at me, but before I could respond, the older woman came out from the back of the room and walked over to us. Kaori-san. The woman said Kaori-san named in soft voice. Her first green kimono and black hair streaked with white were streaking.
先
生。
そんなに怒ってばかりだと生徒さんも困っちゃうでしょ。
ナルトじゃなくて、でもいらっしゃいませ。ようこそ私のストリーム、ようこそユミリのストリームへ。ごそうゆめでの配信へ、UM ピースはノーマルさん、こんにちはです。よかったら私のチャンネル登録してください。あともう Twitter のフォローもよろしくお願いします。Please subscribe my channel if you can, and please follow my Twitter. Thank you so much.
申し訳ありません。
あなたは見込みのある人ほど厳しくしてしまうんだから。ごめんなさいね。
The woman turned to me with a gentle smile. Her clean movement and upright posture resembled Kaori-san's.
さっき話してた人だけど、先生？
ごめんなさい。こちら古舘流の当主で古舘恵子師範代よ。
Curiosity must have been written on my face as she politely introduced the woman to me. She smiled in return.
もしかして師範代のお母様ですか？
実のではないけれどね。
そうではない。
香織さんはお嫁さんなの。もともとは私の生徒だったのだけれど。
ああ、香織さん夢かな。Daughter-in-law, which made this woman less grandmother. Having said that, they didn't look much alike.
レンは香織さんに似たのかな。
Well, their demeanors were completely opposite. They shared the same eye color and something about their skin.
ってそういう卑猥な意味じゃないけど。
The cheeks burning as my mind dug up images of lit in some lit-like stations. I didn't mean it in a creepy way, but that area around the traffic. あ、待って。I put my hand up by my face to hide my red cheeks. No one seems to notice. Although Keiko-san gave me a curious look.
じゃあ私たちはこれで。アクルさんもシノさんも気をつけて帰りなさいね。
Two of them stepped out through the shoji sliding door into corridor. I could hear them talking in a whisper, which I strained to hear as I pretended to stay with gathering my seat.
ねえ、今チャンスじゃない。さっきの二人の話、多分レンちゃんはこの家のどこかにいるはず。でも急にそんなこと。
I couldn't sneak around the right under Kaori-san's nose. But if I had Shino's help.
ごめんシノ、なんとか時間稼ぎしといて。Got it.
Stabbing me lightly on the back, she flashed me a grin.
帰ってきたら一緒に検証 R18 本出そうな。
Afterwards, let's play a new 検証 R18 同時にtogether.
シノ。
やべえ、可愛いすぎる。ごめん。やべえ、可愛いすぎるよ、この二人。なかなかのいい友達じゃん。Really like I could cry with gratitude. I heard off to search the house, giving Kaori-san and the cold white brace. And brace? I slightly opened the paper door, peering into the room along the corridor leading toward the vestibule.
ここは違う。ここも。
Pushing down my feelings of duty, I made my way methodically down the corridor. Some of the rooms looked for guests, while others were clearly Kaori-san's quarters. Then I came up a room with a western-style door, decorated with the poofy pink stickers.
わかりやすい。
Pressing my ear to the door, I heard the sign of life from the inside. Straightening up, I nodded firmly to myself, then slowly raised my hands. I glowed lightly and held my breath.
レン、いる？
There was a lot of clatter from within the room, followed by the sound of approaching footsteps, then another clacking against the
どうしてここにいるの？
あ、かわいい。待ってよ、かわいすぎる。エモい。
レン、ここを開けて。
I put my hand to the door handle. I was worried about being caught by Kaori-san, but more than that, I wanted to see Len's face and reassure myself.
ダメ。開けられない。
開けられないってどういうこと？ As I reached out the door, I heard a click.
なんで急に出て行ったりして、わけを話してよ、レン。
I tried to do the handle, but the door was locked. The length of silence was making me impassioned, so I
話してくれなきゃわからないでしょ。学校のこと、そ それともお母さん？
Usually she'd fling in the door open and leap into my arm, but all I got from her was a sad voice.
理由は言えないけど、今アクルに会うわけにはいかないの。
Do you wanna build a snowman? Come on, go and celebrate it. フローゼンに思い出した。
何よそれ。
かわいいな。It was hard to argue with her deceive tone. So I simply stood there with my hand pressed against the door, staring intently at the wood. But of course, I couldn't see through the other side.
ママに会ったの？たまたまうちのホテルに泊まりに来て、教室の生徒のふりして入ってきたの。
Then let it tritely.
すごい偶然。私ってやっぱり運がいいのかも。私だってたまにはついてるのよ。
Sometimes, yeah, a whisper was her only response.
なんで何も話してくれないの？
Why won't she do? I wanted to understand her, but there was no way I could if she refused to tell me anything. First, through started by the single panel of the wood separating as I inched it to force it open. But I knew I wasn't strong enough to break down a door with my bare hands.
ねえ、アクル、少しかがんで。
The tone was soft and calm. I hurried over, following in the voice. Right. This was about her height. I held my breath. I pressed myself against the door, not waiting to miss the words that would break the silence. は
あなた、何してるの？
香織
香織さん。
I lifted back from the doors as she appeared. Her eyes widened when she recognized me, and she looked between me suspiciously, like she was searching for an explanation. Hina was behind her. Her hands clasped together apologetically. There was a limited to how much time one could buy.
ごめんなさい。お手洗いをお借りしようと思ったら迷っちゃって。
ああ、お手洗いなら稽古場の裏手よ。案内するわ。
With that, Kaori-san set off ahead of me, showing me the way to the bathroom. I had managed to shake off her suspicions, but in the end, I left without any clue as to what Lei had been about to say. はあ、会えなかったって辛いね。The TV screen, a boy yelled. The basketball sailed through the hoop, and the stadium erupted with the cheers. あ、クロコのバスケクロコのバスケやんこれ。絶対クロコのバスケやん。Definitely 寝とるな起きてよ起きてで、寝るな寝とるじゃなくて寝とるな起きてよねえ起きてよここでさ寝とるな寝とるじゃないですよ。じゃあ寝とるってこういうこと？あ、寝れたと思ってた。待って。寝とる違うNTR でいうこと？違うね、寝とるじゃないね。お前 NTR じゃないねこれ。違うよ NTR じゃないよ。なんで AV が出るの？そっちしたら AV が出る。違うね。寝とるじゃない NTR じゃない。やべえこれ。とつこもなんで寝とるんか。NTR じゃダメだよ。NTR ダメです。ダメです。ダメだよ、ダメ。絶対ダメや。決まってる。NTR じゃダメや。待て。
うん。いい。
ダメ。トロナ。トロじゃないね。ね、トロじゃん。Nope. She sat me on the sofa. She murdered into her hand while I covered my face like I was trying to force all the feels back inside myself. Anime based on the shonen manga had aired several years ago and blew up in popularity for its realistic depictions of basketball and its apparel. これ黒子のバスケですし、間違いでないね。黒子のバスケットだ。バスケットボール of 黒子。Definitely. Of course, I'd be deep into the fandom back then. フェリピさん。
もう一回見よう。
フェリピさん、こんにちは。
ちょっと待って、私そろそろ終電だから帰らないと。
Tina stood up and I ejected the disc from the player and made to put the first one on the series back in.
もうそんな時間？
あ、そんな時間？ Glancing up the clock on the wall, I saw it was almost midnight. Given the time it would take to walk the station, Shino would have to get going soon or risk missing her last train. あら？
明日休みじゃなかったっけ？そうだけど。
There was no real reason for it none at all, but I didn't want her to go. I flirted idea to Shino as she picked up her bag and made her way toward the front door.
それなら泊まっていけば？あーちゃん。
I looked away awkwardly and tried to smile as normally as possible, but I was pretty sure there was no fooling her.
本当に引き止めたいのは私じゃないんでしょ？レンちゃん。
I looked at her with the tears streaming in my eyes and the corner of her lips curved upward. Although she hadn't said a word about it when I invited her over for an anime marathon, or at any point during our day together, she'd seen through everything.
あの時何もなかったって状態じゃないわけね。古舘さん、いや、あの時レンと話はできたんだけど。けど
Why she left why she given a fake name, why she lied about the leak alone, all of it remained a mystery. Then hadn't told me anything.
それじゃ何もわからないよ。成果は何も得られませんでしたっていうやつね。
そうだよ。While she kept her tone light, her stare was intense, but I couldn't get rid of what emotion were held in her deep green eye.
それで、あーちゃんは
The question made me catch my breath.
あーちゃんはどうしたいの？私
セーブポイントきたー！セーブポイントきた！よし。やっぱり会いたいね。If I try to get close to Len, maybe she'd just tell me even more lies.
やっとレンのことが分かってきたところなのに、それが嘘だったなんて言われて。
かわいいなー。Maybe I wouldn't be able to keep loving her. But even so,
これ以上深入りしたらめんどくさいことになるかもよ。
I heard a car drive past the apartment block. Shino went on slowly like she was testing me.
好きな人を好きでいるために、その人からは自由でいるべきなんじゃない？
she not waited quietly for my response. I didn't know if I should share the emotions swelling inside of me. But there was one thing I didn't know.
私はあの子から目をそらしたくないの。ちゃんと向き合って話を聞きたい。
やっと認識したよ。Finally.
そう。
I wanted to speak to Lin, even if it would only hurt both of us, even if it was more troublesome and complicated, and then standing 2D character.
だってレンがいなかったあの頃には戻れない。
I mean, I can't go back to how things were before.
ほんと、魔性の女はどっちなんだか。
He murmured something too quietly for me to hear. Then prodded me in the nose with a finger.
それなら全力で追いかけるべき。あーちゃん、追いかけるのは得意でしょ。
シノ、かわいいね。チキジムさん、こんにちは。おはよめチキジムさん。おはよめね。I couldn't help but smile at her smug expression.
そりゃ推しばかり追いかけてきた人生ですから。
I've spent my whole life chasing husbandos. Realizing how funny that sounded, I chucked to myself.
そこまで。
Howdy sounds cold, sharp voice reverbed around the her pupil hit the stop on the music. After brief explanation of today's point of the work on, Kawari-san dismissed the student, watching them head out the changing room. I took an opportunity to address her.
すみません、ちょっといいですか？
何かしら。
Really miss Yumeri. Yumeri 誰？ユメリは誰？違うでしょ？ねえ、ユメリは誰？名前でさ、人の名前間違うな。ユメリじゃないですわ。ねえ。ねえ。ユメリは誰？いいえ。ユメリは誰？ユメリは誰？いいえよ。ユメリは誰？はあ。How dare you? Cheat me! Cheat on me! Ha! Joke. Poof, you mean? Without the air conditioning, the dance hall retaining the summer heat and the sweet beaded on her forehead.
大切なお話があって。
ゆめりんです。そうだよ。Lisa stopped in her tracks.
今ここで話せること？
Is there something we can discuss here? Her tone softened and as she turned to face me probably and awaited my response.
いえ、実は
This child is human. はあ。浮気するな。浮気はダメですよ。浮気はダメ。皆さんは分かっていますか？浮気はダメですよ。ゆめりのこと一生推しにしようよね。推しのラブより恋のラブですよ。皆さんは全部ゆめりのなんていうかなんていうか私はまあいいか私はみんなの恋人だよね。そうワイフ。そう私はみんなのワイフです。I'm everyone's wife. わだそう。
とりあえず着替えてきなさい。レンは私が呼んでくるわ。
I'm not浮気ゆめに I'm just teasing ゆめにね、みんなでさ3年目の浮気で知っている？恋人 not wife。違うよ、みんなのワイフだよ私は。 そうだよみんな。そうだよ。私はみんなの待って、かわいいなこれ。マジかわいい。待って待ってみんな、私はみんなのワイフだよ。ゆめりはみんなのワイフだから心配しないで、大丈夫。はい。A flock of the bird creeped out of the garden. 待ってみんな、ちょっと待って。ここに一旦セーブして、ちょっと知りたいことがあるんだから、待ってね。ちょっと待って。I wanna know something, but let me just speak first. 1, 2, 4. Okay, we're almost done. I think we're almost done. I think probably we can finish today. やべ。待って。
私がまだ憧れていた物語が。
Okay, wife. So, Yume wa everyone's wifeだよ。Cloudy-san and I knelt opposite one another on the wooden floor. She wasn't as still as a statue.
やっぱしびれてきた。なんでこの人涼しい顔してるの。
I almost expected her to respond to my inner voice, but she remained silent. レニスターさん、こんにちは。Stay hydrated, ゆめに。
レンにちょっと似てるかも。
そう。Stay hydrated.
でもやっぱりレンにちょっと似てるかも。
I did stay hydrated. Don't worry. Then had one said she was jelly of my high nose. Jelly? High nose because her was small and round. The same way, while Kaori-san's expression was dignified, her actual face was young looking. What up? Just as I was about to start giggling to myself at the same similarity, Kaori-san spoke.
Love?
Following her gaze, I saw Lens peeking in from the corner. I hadn't seen her in weeks, but there she was, with the same colorful pins in her hair and the sparkles in her eyes. I readied myself for the impending globe, but it never came. Instead, a smile floated across her face. Dan, I noticed your message delay got faster. Oh, really? That's nice.
そこへ座りなさい。
Kaori-san didn't give me any time to enjoy the reunion. Let me move toward where her mother had indicated, but instead of sitting, she picked up the cushion. Kawaii! Without a word, she placed it next to me and said, Kaori-san looked shocked for a moment, but then her brows sank into a frown as she looked between us.
あなたたち。
何か問題ある？
ねえ、レイちゃんのここでさ、何か問題ある？かわいいね。ねえ、かわいいね。あなたたち何か問題ある？さあ。It means you mean Tyson is getting better. Tyson gets better. そうね。そう。Tyson gets better. That's good.
いいえ。アクルさん、それで大切な話というのは。
Recovering herself, she turned back to me, but there was a silent, certainty in her eyes. I looked right back at her and straightened my posture.
まずは謝ることがあります。香織さんの娘さん、レンを。
ラブでしょ。レンはただ彼女がそう呼んで欲しくてつけただけの名前だわ。
それはだって。
I cleared my throat, cutting her off. It seems that her name was a sensitive topic for her. I wanted to ask why, but there was other things I wanted to get out before that.
ラブをしばらく私のマンションに住まわせてました。いくら同性とはいえ、親御さんの許可を取らず、申し訳ありません。
I bowed my head down to her and heard the lamb glove beside me. Goop? How to say this one?
Gulp.
Gulp.
じゃあ、あなたは。いえ、無断外泊している娘をなかなか引き戻せなかった私にも手落ちがあったのでしょう。
だから今日はその許可を取りに来ました。
そう。
ラブが私のことをまだ好きならまた一緒に暮らしたい。今度は勝手にじゃなくちゃんとした形で。もしレンに気持ちがなかったら。
Muted myself because I was drinking the water. I'm so sorry. Okay. Stop here. Speak of the internet. I had after you guys remember. I think some of the old fans remember. コサンさんからコサンさんは多分知っているかもしれないですね。そうね。In my earliest Minecraft, one of my earliest Minecraft. One of my earliest Minecraft stream. I had a stream that has delay about 2 minutes at the beginning, but at the end it have 60 minutes or 30 minutes delay. I think that that was funny. That stream makes me want upgrade my internet, and I did that before the Cyberpunk. And and my internet speed should be like upgrade from this month. So my internet does get faster. Yeah, does get faster. You muted one word already? Really? I don't believe it. 待って、本当？待って、ガチで言ってるの？マジ？違うねー、騙されちゃってー、騙されなー、騙されちゃった。はあ、みんなひどいなー、ひどい。お前か。 Something heavy impacted my with my shoulder, and I almost fell out. The softer wrapped around my neck were the same as I remembered, but this is stress.
やめ、苦しい。
じゃ。
これで賭けは私の勝ちでしょ。
賭けでさ、可愛くないね。Still clinging tight to me, then turned her head to glare at her mother, a confident grin on her face.
確かに約束だものね。
He's joking, don't worry. It's okay. Thank you. Kaori-san, I narrowed as she regarded to the two of us, and I instinctively straightened out, then sat back down on her own cushion.
でもまさか同性が相手だとは思ってなかったわ。
だって私レズだもん。ママにも言ってたでしょ。
あれ本気だったのね。
本気に決まってるでしょ。ママの石頭。
でも確かに。While she raised her eyebrows, her posture and gaze never wavered. Hold up a sec. What the heck was going on?
ちょっと待って。話がどういうこと？賭けって。後で説明してあげる。
Len got her feet before I could protest. Then took hold of my arm and pulled me up too. I tottered slightly from the moment, but managed to remain upright.
勝ったんだから、私はもう自由でいいんだよね。
私はもう自由でいいんだよね。
好きになさい。
好きになさい。
香織さん？
香織さん？
アクルさん、立ち上がる時の姿勢がブレてるわ。
You're perfect.
はい、すみません。
はい、すみません。It seems that Kaori-san was always in instructor mode, whatever in the situation. Not that I knew what this situation was.
何デレデレしてるの？アクル、まさかママに手出してないよね。
Why you're blushing?
いや、手は出したというか出されたというか。
Kaori is so MILF. MILF 何？ What's mean of MILF? MILF what? Mother and like 違うねえ違うダメ違うよみんな違うよシャウトメさ違うよダメよこんなダメいやでもダメそうだダメ絶対ダメやんじゃねえなダメそんな重い痛い手じゃダメですよ。She moved my arm and legs into the position when she was teaching me, but before I could explain, Len's expression changed.
もうアクルの浮気症。いや、浮気っていうか。
It's not. 浮気っていうか。I attempted to explain, but quickly gave in to Len and let myself be dragged out of the room and into the verdant garden.
何がなんだかまだ分かってないんだけど。
I shot echoed through the Furutachi mansion. ナイス。推しのラブより恋のラブ。
これはいいかな。
いいかなって。
何これ？
Then screwed up her face and she pulled the clothes out of the boxes in my closet. She held up the t-shirt with the black writing and the red logo.
何この古臭い男物の T シャツ。捨てていい？
あ、古臭いね。
ちょっと、それはダメ。
オタク T シャツなめな。オタク T シャツなめな。
やっぱり捨てる。
She folded it even harder and make to throw the t-shirt into the trash, but I heard it snatched it from her.
違う。それは犬猫艦隊アユリオン T シャツイプシオンバージョン。高校時代の推し T だから。
No, it's a pedophilia Ayuri. It's a pedophilia Ayurion t-shirt. It's Epsilon version. My high school husband.
あゆよくわかんないんだけど、これ絶対アクルの趣味じゃないじゃん。一度も着たことなさそうだし。オタク T シャツは着るとか着ないとか関係ないの。
いや、それは違います。それは違います。オタク T シャツはね、夢にはたくさん持っていますよ。私は一旦ストップして。実は夢にはたくさんのオタク T シャツを持っている。ポケモンの T シャツ、モンスターハンターの T シャツ、あとはライフランドでオタク T シャツになる。ライフランドの T シャツとポケモン T シャツ、モンスターハンター T シャツ、あとそうだ、ディズニーの T シャツも持っています。あとはなんだっけ、オタク T シャツをとりあえずたくさん持っているよ。結局このオタク T シャツ、パジャマになっている。待って、今はユニクールのオタク T シャツを着ています。そう、ユニクールのマスターハンターのコラボレーションのオタク T シャツを着ています。そう、もうパジャマになっていました。ゆいじゃない。下着じゃないよ。ゆいじゃない。ゆいじゃない。なんで浴衣もんじゃない。ゆいね。そう。私にとしては、オタク T シャツは最初の時はオタク T シャツで、でも最後の時はもう完全に、そういえば、オタク T シャツと言うと、皆さんがご存知あるかな？多分みんなは知っていますと、ユニクールはね、ユニクール has a lot of collaboration with a lot of manga series. Like they had a collaboration with the Nintendo Switch, like some Super Mario. I know they had a collab with Super Mario, and they had a collab with Monster Hunter, and some Shukan Jump. Like 名探偵コナン。そう、私もコナン、ディテクティブコナンのオタク T シャツを持っていますよ。キットとコナンの揃えていうか、それ T シャツも持っています。ノーピッチ待って、調べてみよう。待って、ユニクールマスターハンター T シャツたくさんマスターポケモンの T シャツも持っています。そう、スプラトゥーンのオタク T シャツも持っていますよ。そうね。ちょっと待ってね。ユニクール結構古いの持っていますね。そういえばでさー、皆さんにちょっと言いたいですよ。ユニクロ most of the Uniqlo T-shirts with Uniqlo. そう。Uniqlo T-shirts collaboration. Uniqlo T-shirts has they has a lot of the main side. No. Okay. I think probably somebody will know. オタク T シャツ待って。生放送。待 私が持っているマスターハンターの T シャツ、これね。と、見えますかこれ。ここに、これのマスターハンターの T シャツを持っているの、皆さんに説明したいと思います。これは、この T シャツは、メンスサイズです。This T-shirt is with men's size because they don't have female size with that. So I like most of the Uniqlo collaboration T-shirts. Most of the Uniqlo collaboration T-shirts only has a male size. They don't have some female size, or they have female size but with different pattern. The female size has the pattern of female size that I don't like it. So mostly I buy the male T-shirts. And what? I remember I have that. Oh no, another one in the mid. I have a Splatoon 2 T-shirt actually. Let me find. Splatoon 2. スプラトゥーンのT シャツはめちゃくちゃ可愛いなので皆さんにちょっと見せたいなと思って。めちゃくちゃ可愛いですよ。今は変えられないですけど、今はIt's not sale for now. Oh, I have this one also. The end of these T-shirts will become my pajama, so I wear this for sleep, not for outside. コスパ、私もコスパも持っていますね。ちょっと待って、コスパは下に置いています。コスパほのかのコスパ。確かにこれかな。これですよ。合ってる？これね。待って。本当にオタク T シャツだーって。オタクだー。そう、私は完全オタクです。なんだよ。と、なんか言う人もいるね。オタクだー。キモ。まだ言う。私もコスパも持っています。一着だけあるですけど、イベントの時はね。イベントの時は着るです。面白い。ありがとう。私が持っているコスパは、これコスパなのわかんないの。これを持っています。これが持っています。そう。私、ほのか推しだから。Uniqlo has really nice anime t-shirt. That's true. Yeah, I got a lot of Uniqlo anime t-shirts. オタク t-shirt. お肉たくさん上手に焼きました。そう。マスターハンターの。そう。持っている T シャツはいっぱい。本当にいっぱいあるんで、毎日着るで着らないね。去年のポケモンも T シャツも持っていますよ。一番好きなのはポケモン T シャツ。ちょっと皆さんに私のコレクションシェアしたいだからシェアじゃなくてそう。これも持っています。これとこれこれそう I have this one。 これは本当にいいと思うんで、かわいい。ありがとう。おはゆめししおはゆめ。あとはこれも持っています。ちょっとI have this one too, but wait. ポケモンはたくさん、マジでたくさん買いました。I bought a lot of Pokemon t-shirts actually. は。みんな待って。たくさんポケモン T シャツ持っていますよ。ほのか、そう、私はほのか推しです。I like ほのか best。I have this one. そう、ロリポップアイスクリーム。 Ice cream of Pikachu. あ、ピカチュピカチュ、そう、ピカチュのアイスクリームのこの T シャツも持ってるし、あとは、ですね、それから、この T シャツも持っています。T シャツ実はばっかり。You may buy new clothes. I haven't bought a new clothes a long time. At least recently. Recently, I didn't buy any new clothes yet. Pokemon Gears. そう。これも持っています。これ、待って。これの英語はどんな？銀河そう、ギガそう、ギガそうゲンガも好きなのでゴスト系だし、ゴスト系も買ったし、あとこの待って、でかっ。あとはこの T シャツ、この2つの T シャツも持っています。そう、ゴースト系です。It's a 雷rat 待って、本当にピカチュウだと思って、待って。ピカチュウだと思ってな。あとこの2つも持っているの。ゴースト系のこれ特に好きなのね。あれピカチュウじゃないの？雷ラット？いやー、これどう見てでもピカチュウやろ。待って、本当にピカチュウじゃないの？This is not Pikachu? Let me see. Garage! じゃあなんだ。これは、なんだろう、スペシャルコレクション。これピカチュウじゃない？雷ラッツで違う。雷ラッツ it's the ピカチュウや。雷ラッツ is ピカチュウや。ピカチュウで雷するわ。絶対にピカチュウだよ。絶対ピカチュウ。そう、絶対ピカチュウ。ナイス雷。オッケー。ピカチュウ。わかった。ピカチュウ。そう。とりあえず、私は、夢にはたくさんのユニコーン T シャツは持っています。そう。他の少年ジャンプの、なんていうか、少年ジャンプのジャンプ T シャツもありますよ。ジャンプ T シャツ。例えば、ジャンプ T シャツを持っているのは、コナンのね。コナン。2つ。あと、これ持っていますね。キット様な。キットのこれ。怪盗キットのこれ、持っていますね。これ。それと、待って。セーブして。ないね。どの？待ってよ。なんでないの？待て。ディテクティブ。コナン。あるはずだと思う。写真ないの？なんで写真ない？写真ない。ある。コナーの T シャツも持っています。コナーの T シャツはこちらです。はい。こちら、コナーの T シャツです。これを持っています。待って。泣くな。泣いてるの必要はないね。コナーの T シャツと、この、怪盗キットの T シャツも持っています。あとの、 あとはこのカイドキットの T シャツを持っています。そう、とりあえずたくさんユニクロの T シャツが持っていますなので、着るわオタク T シャツ全部着るわ。 I wear all of the T-shirts, all of the オタク T シャツ。ああ、そう、アクル don't lie, you wear that, you wore that。 かわいい、ありがとうフランシー。I told her, emphatically, and then rolled her eyes by the roll, refolded the t-shirts, and returned into the box.
なんか前から思ってたんだけど、アクル服めっちゃ少なくない？レンが多すぎなだけでしょ？
Oshirabu become Yume t-shirts review. あー、まあ確かにね。そうだ、まあそれは、なんていうか、そう、T シャツ好きなし、大きいなのし、の制限もないし、だって私ポインポインだし。I like t-shirts. I like t-shirts. And a hoodie. Hoodie? That how to say that? Hoodie? I think it's a hoodie. Not hoodie. But, hoodie! そうそうそう。I like hoodies and the t-shirts. Yes, I have a lot of them. Haha. Yes, continue.
これでも冬物は置いてきたんだけど。
Pottery, then potting, then plop it down onto the bed. Bags that are closest were still strewn around the room, most of them less. After the confrontation at her house, Len and I were living together again. She had brought more stuff with her than last time, so I decided to have a clear out.
結局、香織さんとも仲直りはしてないままだし。
She'd brought out her makeup and things for the class along with her favorite bags and clothes, but it seems she still had a lot of stuff left at home.
賭けとかそういうのじゃなく、いつかは認めてもらわなきゃいけないと思うんだけど。
そうだよ。Really overwhelmed, I threw some worn out camisole and pantyhose into the trash bag.
また T シャツ。また男物。
待って、待って、これでさだってちょっとなんていうか、夢にはアクルのそっくりだね。全部オタクね。オタクのものばっかり。
オタク向け T シャツはフリーサイズしかないのよ。
オタク T シャツだ。One size fits all! そうだよ、みんな。
絶対もっとアクルに似合う T シャツあるのに。
違うよ、違う。
そろそろ聞かせてくれてもいいんじゃない？どうして家を出て行ったのか。
On the way to the station, I screwed up my courage and asked Len, who had been walking along in silence. He stopped in her tracks and turned to face to me.
何があったのか知らないけど、ちゃんと話してほしいの。わからないままだと気持ち悪いし。
Okay. Clutching her Boston bag tightly to her chest, she let out a big sigh.
そうだよね。ちょっと重い話でもいい？
She came over to me, looking resigned. She started up at me, her gaze uncertain, unlike she was searching my face for my feelings.
ちゃんと聞くから。聞かせて。アクル。そうだよね。
She nodded, her lips set in a tight line of resolution. Then she slowly began to talk.
ちょっと重い話なんだけど、実は私の実家っていろいろあったんだ。まあ、 もうなんとなくわかってるだろうけど、私のパパは長く続いてる日本舞踊の流派の家系で、もともとママはパパのお母さん、おばあちゃんがやってる教室の生徒だったの。それからなんかいろいろあったらしくて、パパは家にはいないし、一度も帰ってきたことはないみたい。私はパパのことが好きだけど、ママはパパのこと好きじゃないみたいで、パパがつけた私の名前を呼ぶたびにずっと苦しそうだった。それに、私はただ好きなように生きたいだけなのに、ママは私に厳しくて。アクルもママと話したならわかるでしょ？あんな感じなの、いっつも。
ああ、なるほどね。
あれは、そういう性格なのかと。いや、性格は性格。でも、ラブって名前にこだわりすぎでしょ？だから読み方は違うけど、レンにしちゃえばいいじゃんって思うんだけど。だからレンって。
あー、なるほどね。Dad left, Dad unhappiness family. One of her lies had been replaced with the truth, although Len herself probably hadn't seen it all lies.
名前、わざわざ言うことないかなって思ってたんだけど、びっくりさせちゃってごめんね。ほんと、ね。
ほんとね。It wasn't like I'd ever asked. I felt the wind go out of my cell a little.
まあそんなわけで、友達の家に泊まったり、結構自由にしてたんだけど、そんな時にアクルと会ったからちょうどいいなーって。
ちょうどいいなーって思って、ちゃうね。ちょうどいいじゃないわ。ちょうどいいじゃないわ。待って。待って、ページ。
それって、もしかして私、利用されてたの？
悪いよな。
悪いよね。いや、一目惚れは一目惚れなんだけど、ちょっとだけ欲張りになっちゃって。
悪いよな。Bad woman.
もういいわよ。
Yeah, bad woman. I decided it was all a bit much. So telling me she was living alone and making that don't ask her face, it had all be an act.
っていうか、それならそれで素直に母親とうまくいってないって言えばいいのに。
言えないね。普通のアクルはさ、本当にわかんないね。本当は言えないよ。お母さんと。It's hard to tell your mom, Ashley. Actually, the fact that she hadn't probably meant it was hard for her to talk about it.
それでアクルの家に泊まってたんだけど、ちょうど喧嘩した時にママに見つかっちゃって、で、しばらくお説教されてたんだけど、まあ抜け出して。待って、なんとなく分かってきたから。で、アクルからハグされて。
照れるな。おはよう、かわいいレディ、頑張るよ。ざまさん、こんにちは。It was incredible, embarrassing having that pointed out to me over again. I covered my red face with my hands, but Lynn didn't seem to notice that she carried on excitably.
もうこれは結婚しようって思って。
これは結婚しよう。
私みたいなこと言わないでよ。
結婚しよう。結婚しよう。絶対好き。わた。
ほんとかっこよかったし、可愛かったし、愛されてるなーって思ったの。アクル、たまにすっごいいい女なの。ほんとずるい。なんだか褒めてるんだかわかんないんだけど。
I can't tell this. Listen to her profess her love for me made me think of myself with my Husbando. Len took a deep breath to calm herself down, then carried on.
で、ちゃんとママにアクルとのことを認めてもらおうと思って、 ファンミーティングの次の日に家に帰ったんだけど。
やっと帰ってきたと思ったら、それはどういうこと？
だからその人の家で一緒に暮らしたいの。ママには迷惑かかってないんだからいいでしょ。
そういう問題じゃありません。どこの誰とも知らないけれど、そんな一時の感情でこの家を出て行きたいだなんて。
一時じゃない。私たち愛し合ってるもん。
若いうちは皆そう言うんです。所詮しばらく会わなければ相手もあなたのことを忘れるわ。
あー、違うね。
そんなことない。私のこと忘れたりしないもん。
そうね。
忘れるわ。
もういい。それなら証明してみせるから。私がいなくなったって絶対に私を探し出してくれるんだから。
そうね。
賭けをすることになって、アクルが私を迎えに来たら私は家を出れるし、すっかり忘れちゃったら私はママの言う通りにするっていう。もう何それ。
What the hell? That was one scene, but I couldn't believe Kaori-san would agree to such a children wagger. Such a children wagger. Still, it seems to be the truth of what had happened in these past weeks.
ほんと辛かったんだから。
Really hard. I've been really worn down these past few weeks, making times in between words to her for Ren.
それ以上にレンの気持ちがわからないのがこんなに辛いなんて。
I hadn't expected that.
私だって辛かったよ。学校に来てくれた時も部屋に来た時も本当は言いたかった。ならなんで？だってそれはなんとなくずるい気がして。
She had her head, her uncertain ways disappearing into the hubbub around the station, but she soon looked up again and smiled.
でもアクルがちゃんとママを説得しに来てくれて、私を迎えに来てくれて、すっごく嬉しかった。
いや、迎えじゃなくて迎えなの？Then wrapped herself around my arm. Her palm traveled down to brush mine, and she looked up at me bashfully through her lashes.
ダメ？
あ、かわいい。待て。
ダメ？ダメ？
何？
ダメ？
かわいいなぁ。どう聞かれてもかわいいなと思って。
ダメ。
No。いや、来る。ひど。Her shoulders slumped dramatically. It was such funny reaction. I couldn't help my but chocolate.
恥ずかしいから家まで我慢して。
あ来る。ツンデレ。
了解です。
待って。
了解です。
何この叫び声。What this is that? やべ、ダメ。
了解です。
リピートじゃダメですよね。セーブして。セーブしよう。後で自分で聞こう。She looked down, her tongue oddly from the tips of her ear peeking out from her golden hair were bright red, and she hugged my arm even tighter.
これ香水？アクルあんまり使わないのに珍しい。
香水で言えば け香水のせいだって香水のせいだって香水のせいだって香水待って待ってあー1年前のものになっちゃってね。待って待って待って待って。あ自分に聞くわ。待って香水のせいだ。待ってちょっと香水だ何見ていたみたなだだだだだだだだだだとさを香水のせいだうん別に決められないけどババババババババババババババババババババババババババババ水のせいだよよしこれを習おう並んで月のimportant ship yes 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 君のだらけまのがま前のせいだよよし香水だあ、私も持っていますね香水 It's perfume inspired by my husband I have that kind of the I have that kind of the perfume too It's Persona 5 It's Joker's perfume from the Persona 5 and it's not Joker it's for Hero or Joker from the Persona 5 I have that too 何それ何のためにね大人の大人のためにねお塩短くそうI had it made for me at the specialist store based on the Kohei Kun's image. The note of the citrus and the sandalwood turned out just as I'd imagined, but the feelings of my husband in the room with me had been too much to bear, so I'll only use it the one time. あ、そんないらなくないいや。これはこれ。別だよ。This is separate. I told her as I folded a toilet. Two towers. Oh yeah. I'd bought 5 new ones at the fan event and I was having a hard time showing them all in the box. Dan's face light up like she had a brilliant idea. I had a bad feeling about it, but for the time being, I continued tidying. As I was peeling off unwanted clothes, I suddenly caught a scent of sandalwood in the air. 待って。Arms wrapped around my neck and I felt weight against my shoulder. The next moment, the scent grew even stronger. I'm sure the side curtain. 待って。Kohenku said might witness the voice at my ears was less, but the smell was Kohenku. Wait, what the? I shook her off and held her at arm's length. It had been so long since I felt her this close that my head was spinning. Give me something to come.
にその気はないから。
ごめん。
その手をつなぐとかそういうのならいいけど。
あ、ごめん、待って。
私がいるんだからこんなのいらなくない？それはそれ、これはこれ。あ、そもそもこの匂いがいいとか？ちょっと使っていい？
別にいいけど。
どう？ドキドキする？待って、脳がバグる！それほんと無理！解釈違い！てかレン、あなたは無防備すぎ！
よし。
前から言ってるけど、私にその気はないから。手をつなぐとか、そういうのならいいけど。もう、いい加減認めなよ！
Would you just admit it already?
私は3次元の女の子にそういうことする気はないから。恋人じゃなく、ルームシェア。
Tsundere! I moved away from her, flapping my hand around to waft away the lingering scene.
恋人がいいんだけど、せっかくママの目から離れてイチャイチャできると思ったのに。ダメ、ルームシェア、同性じゃなく同居。キスもそれ以上もなし。絶対にそこは譲らないから。
譲らないね。
キスくらいいいじゃん。アメリカだったら挨拶だってキスするよ。
アメリカはキスしませんよ。アメリカ、昔はね、夢にはね、昔はね、アメリカの人はキスにして挨拶するんだと思って、でも結局、アメリカ人に聞いたら、アメリカ人は全然キスで挨拶しませんね。So I was deeply believe that Americans people really say hi and say hi to each other with a kiss. Until I asked one of my American friends, a friend from America. I asked her about, hi, is it real that you kiss your friend when you meet each other? And she said no, actually. We hug, but we don't kiss each other. Huh?
挨拶のキスで収まるならいいけど。
あ、
収まるわけないじゃん。
収まるわけないじゃん。
ならダメ。
ダメ。
アクルのバカ好き。
アクルのバカ好き。With that, she wrapped her arm around my neck again. Really, I wouldn't mind if the scenes carried on this way forever. ナイスー！推しのラブより恋のラブ。
それでずっと先延ばしにしてるんだ。
ああ。
先延ばしってわけじゃないけど。
Summer comic was the most exciting event of the year, but at the same time, the heat and the discomfort were at their peak. Wiping sweat from my face, I looked at Shiran. We'd mostly finished buying things and we're now leaving in the front line behind the grab as much needed break during the busiest period. The house was packed with women and we wanted to save our stress.
まあでもいいんじゃない？レンちゃん、ラブちゃんは帰ってきたんだし、無事世界は平和になりましたとさってことでさ。本当の平和はレンのやきもちがなくならないとじゃない。今日だってついていくって聞かなかったんだから。
This is a 4-hour stream. I don't know. I want to finish it. I think I'm almost finished it, so I'm trying to finish it
コスプレ
today.
でもしてもらえば？コヘイくんとか意外と似合いそう。
Her words conjure up an image from what I'd been cleaned, and that was bad. It was like I could still feel the tingle of her breath across my ear.
いや、推しの時間は推しの時間。レンなんて構ってられないしね。さあ、カフェでも行って新刊のチェックしよう。
カフェに行って新刊のチェックしよう。
いつものテリーズでいいよね。
テリーズ？
いいよ。今回イラスト集がほんと豊作で、そんでもってコヘイくんのピンイラスト集まで見つけちゃって、しかも島仲良しも。ただいまー。
Loaded it down with a huge tote bag filled with my world spoil. I managed to unlock the door to the apartment, but inside was dark and silent.
レン
Then, she said she'd stay home today since she couldn't come to comment. A cold chill ran down my spine and I hurried to get my sandals off.
レンいないの
Then, I finally opened the door to the bathroom and the dining room lastly appeared into the bathroom. But all I found were my neatly folded pajamas.
まさか
Don't tell me. Had something happened with her family again? Pulling my phone out of my bag, I called her. She's not picking up.
出ないし
Nice. Okay. After waiting for what sounded like an eternity, it switched to the dial tone. I closed to the messaging app and tried to call in the only one other number I had for her.
もしもし、古舘でございます。
古舘でございます。
もしもし香織さんですか早星です
あら、アクルさん、お久しぶり。
お久しぶり。お母さんいいね。Her voice was clear as a bell. Clear as a bell. They asked me what I was calling about in a perfectly calm tone, as though all the previous drama between us was forgotten.
レンそちらにいないですか
いいえ、あれ以来一度も帰ってきてないわ。
あれが
そうですか
どうですか I said vaguely, readjusting my grip on the phone. I didn't think Kaori-san was lying to me, and it didn't seem like a family issue. So where was she?
アクルさんに愛想を尽かしたのじゃないかしら。
Pain lashed through my heart at those words, but I heard a less angry voice in my head and started to respond without thinking.
いやそんなことはすみません一方的に電話かけただけなのにありがとうございました
I waited for Kaori-san to say something else. I probably should have hang up then, but there was still something bugging me.
アクルさんは丁寧な方ね。
香織さん
意地悪を言ったわ。それにこの間も辛く当たってしまってごめんなさい。Her sincere apology actually made me feel worse. It was certainly a strict woman, like Lynn had said, but I didn't think she was cold-hearted.
私が言うなって話だと思うんですが香織さんはレンラブと一緒に暮らさなくていいんですか
I heard Kaori-san draw breath on the other side of the line. If she said she wasn't okay with it,
そしたらレンを説得して帰ってもらうしかないかな
やめて。With those sounds running through my head, I waited quietly for her response. When it came, it wasn't what I had expected.
いえ、暮らさない方がいいと思っているわ。あなたといる方があの子も楽しそう。
いいね。
そうですか
いいね。お母さんに認めちゃったね。I nodded into the phone, unsure what else to say.
あの子には苦労をかけたわ。きっとこうなるのは運命だったんだと思うの。
何だと思う？
運命
Fate。
あの子の父親も愛の深い人だったわ。それこそよそに女を作っちゃうくらい。
よそに女作っちゃう？いや、それはひどいよ。それはさすがにちょっとひどいだと思って。
でも愛想を尽かされた嫁でも先生恵子さんは受け入れてくれたの。
お父さんってラブの名前をつけてくれたお父さんですよね
そう、ラブは唯一
父親に似てきて、それが
Now this song trade off, I squeezed the phone tightly, unable to bring myself to probe any further. I was sure she was hurting even more than me.
父親があんなだから、あの子は女に走ったのかしら。
Maybe she turned into a woman because of him.
それは
No. I could have felt so guilty about that. It was said more to herself, not a complaint or a question, but it made my heart.
多分違いますよ。
I don't think so. I remembered how Lynn had loved telling a master be her soulmate because her father had told her if you ever meet someone who makes you feel like you struck by lightning, then they are your soulmate. She loved her father so much she'd believe anything he said, and she loved her mother the same. So why were the two of them at such odds with one another?
今度また教室に通ってもいいですか？
あれ I wanted to hang on to this connection I had with Lynn. Prepare for her to say no. I waited for her response. Just a relief ran through me. I heard the sound of the front door opening. With a quick goodbye to Kaori-san, I hung up on the call. かわいそう。I opened the dining room door to peer out into the hall and found Lynn standing there, both hands laden down with the shopping bags.
ただいまー。セールめっちゃ混んでて、帰り遅くなってごめんね。
はーいい夢ね。こんな夢が欲しいな。See her there, the same as ever. I smiled with relief, setting my phone on the table, and I hurried to greet her.
レン、買いすぎ。でもアクルも今日は買い物だったんでしょ？それなら私も買ってやるって思って。
あ、違う。
でもめっちゃ可愛いのばっかだよ。
違うね。
それはいいけど、また服増えるじゃない。
服増える。
ああ、そっか。
うっす。
せっかくこの前買たしたばっかりなのに。っていうかアクルもめっちゃ買ってるじゃん。
Then reached out for the huge tote bag I dropped on the table.
ダメ！それ男の子同士の本だから。
BL
男同士？私そういうの気になんないし。っていうか今さら。違う！レン！エッチなやつだから。
エッチなやつ？R18のやつ。The battle ring dragged on for a while as I dispirited tried to defend the content of the bag while the smirking then attempted to snatch one of my porny books.
じゃあ電気消すね。おやすみ。おやすみ。
Then reached for the remote control and with a bit the room was plugged into the darkness. We'd been sharing a bed ever since Len came back, but while I sometimes felt her gaze on me, she'd given up on trying to cuddle.
レン、寝た？
待って、これでさ、どうやってねえ、これマジへいこんちは。アラビア語面白い。アラビア語そっか。こんちは。スペースなんでもないでスペースだ。いいや。
何
？Usually I slapped the face in the wall, but today I faced Lynn and called her name. She responded in sleepy voice. She rubbed her eyes and looked back at me. 待ってよ、このかわい待って。やべえ。だって、レンとチュッチュしたい。待って。チュッチュ。 This is a... あー、待って。レンとチュッチュしたい。だい。あー、いいな、いいな、いいな。That's what I'm waiting for. What I'm watching right now? Watching ゆりゲームです。Don't worry too much as long as you don't have a 18 plus years. Yeah, I know. I just feel it's so cute.
来る。近い。
あー、かわいい。Her eyes swam now and she shifted slightly as she started at me silence.
お母さんのことなんだけど。
かわいい。待って。エモい。
えママ？
ママ？Her dumbfounded response broke the tension between us. She forwarded eyeing me intently.
なんだ、期待しちゃったじゃん。
What the hell? She mutilated herself by putting her hand onto her cheek. The flash it probably wasn't from the summer heat. Suddenly become aware of our proximity. I squirted back slightly.
夏休み、実家には帰らないの？
Got some bad attitude to ever save the day. あー、なるほど。でも、これは18禁じゃないんだから大丈夫よ。This is not R18, so it's not 18 plus, so kids can watch this too. Are you going to home?
帰らない予定だけど。
She averted her eyes uncertainly. It was a response I'd be expecting. Then clearly didn't want to talk about her mother.
今日、香織さんと電話したの。また教室に通おうと思って。
待って。Welcome to my stream. If you like my stream, please subscribe my channel and follow me on Twitter, please. This is important to me. お願いします。
今日、香織さんと電話したの。また教室に通おうと思って。
お願いします。
いいんじゃない？ママ喜ぶだろうし。浮気はしちゃダメだからね。
浮気じゃダメだね。で、NTR の、もし浮気たら NTR の、なってるじゃん。I was about to protest but stopped myself. I had to be careful not to let her change the topic.
それで考えたんだけど、レンは香織さんと一度ちゃんと話した方がいいと思う。なんでもいいの。ご飯のことでも、学校のことでも。
Imagine you may bought the game and accidentally bought the game with 18 plus. Aha! Probably I will play it secretly.
アクルのことでも？さあ、なんか恥ずかしいことはやめて。何それ
He leaned in, resting her forehead against my shoulder. Her legs brushed mine where they stuck out from under the sesame cover.
なら抱きしめてよ。ご褒美。少しくらいあったっていいでしょ？
抱きしめて。
ご褒美って後にあげるものでしょ？
Now they ban. No. Rewards come after. ダメ? Her tone was so sweet I couldn't push her away. The anxiety in her voice swayed me, and I reached out to place a hand on her shoulder.
じゃあちょっと頑張ってみる。アクル、寂しくて泣いちゃダメだよ。泣きません。私のこと探してママに電話までかけたくせに。気づいてたの？
気づいてんの？
やっぱりそうだったんだ。
やっぱりそうだったんだ。
釜かけたのね。
Secretly, not secretly, secretly, yeah. He was always so quick thinking when it came to those things. Still a little aspirated. I gently wrapped her up in an embrace. I could smell her soft scent, and her warm body felt nice against my in the air-conditioned room. I could hear cars racing along the road outside the window. People said the city never sleeps, but I felt like it was trying to. I felt my breathing deepen as I started to doze off until a quiet voice broke the silence.
ねえ、この前の話だけど。何？私、アクルの彼女になれないの？
ああ、かわいい。私、アクルの彼女になれないの？ My stomach flipped over and my breath caught in my throat, waking me right back up. It was too close for me to really see her, but her cheek was hard against my shoulder, and I could tell she was flushed scarlet. But stretched on, filled only by the sound of our heartbeats.
それはダメって言ったでしょ。
I already told you. A wave surged up inside me and came out as those words. はあ、やめてよ。
レンみたいにレンを好きになれるかわからないの。
ああ、なるほど。My stiff finger brushed down her back, then looked up into my eyes, her reflecting the faint light of the street lamps beaming in through the window.
レンが求めるような恋人になれる自信がなくて、私は女の人が好きなわけじゃないし。アクル。
Then I'd never loved like this before. Liking someone, falling in love with them, and that being the end of it. That I knew, but I hadn't knowing the possibility of having my feeling returned would be quite so terrifying. So I wanted to tell her things were fine as they were, but she interrupted me.
ねえ、私、女の人だよ。
Jack Key, Lianus-san, hello, konnichiwa, welcome to my stream. Please, if you're interested on my stream, please subscribe my channel and follow me on Twitter. Thank you so much. Enjoy the time. 28 centimeters のパペルのタワー I love Ren そうね私もレンのことも好き I love Ren too Thank you so much for coming to my stream If you like my stream please subscribe my channel and follow me on Twitter
よくわかんないけど今から好きになってみようよ女の人
Her words took my breath away Len's eyes glittered as she reached out a hand to my cheek When her hand brushed beneath my eyes, I realized for the first time that I was crying.
大人がこんな風に泣くの初めて見たかも。
But then Len doesn't love you. Hey, stop! Stop! The question was directed at myself, and the answer swirled in my brain. Len probably knew the answer too, but she simply wiped my tears away, unable to say it for me.
ねえ、もう一回聞いていい？私、アクルの彼女になりたい。アクルに彼女になってほしいの。
Len and I got married in our personal life. Hey! Okay, Len and you got married in your dream. That's good. そう。Quavering scream voice reverberated around the dark room. The tears cold on my cheek. The noise on the air conditioner was obnoxiously loud. Let love accrue, so we all have no chances. I gave my answer in a voice only Len could hear. The sensation was even softer than I imagined. 推しのラブより恋のラブ。
ただいま。
Arriving home after my shift. 待って。ちょっと待って。じゃあ、待って。とりあえず。
推しのラブより恋のラブ。
どのくらいに溜まっているの？なんでここにこことここなんでここにスペースなの？なんであそこAt least we got married, so I'm fine with it.
私がまだ子供だったけど。
待て。ここはなんで？After my shift, I noticed Len's shadow in the entry. She'd gone back to her mom's place the day before yesterday, but it looks like she was already.
あくる、おかえり。
だね。I heard the patter of her footsteps, then saw her pop her head out of the dining room, a delicious scent following her.
昼ご飯作ってくれてたの？
終わりじゃないね。
ナポリタンちょうどできたとこだよ。
ナポリタンちょうどできたよ。嫁じゃないね。She popped her chest out proudly, tossing my bag onto the sofa. I went to wash my face while then sat down at the table.
いただきます。
Oh, really?
いただきます。
I traveled a forkful of pasta and took a bite. The flavor of tomato spread across my tongue. It was a little hot, but perfectly salted.
どう？おいしいよ。
美味しいよ。
レン、ほんと？やった。
He started to eat too.
かおりさんと何か話した？話したよ。
Akuru is hot. Damn, Akuru is hot. Yes, that's true. The little symbols playing around her lips was infected after swallowing her mouth for a food. ありがとう、ウォフィーさん。Thank you, ウォフィーさん。嫁じゃないね。
アクルと付き合い始めたこと言っちゃった。もう行ったの？
もういたの？
そういえば今度話があるって言ってたよ。
話があるんです。
絶対それやばいやつじゃない？
やばいやつじゃない？
おばあちゃんも話したいって言ってた。
おばあちゃんも話したい。
待って、それはいいが。
Akuru is really your type, but you wanna marry with Len. What? But Len's a 天使そう。レンは天使ですね。My stomach acted as the mere sound of it. Meeting the parents was way too big of them.
あと、たまには家に帰ってきなさいって。
She sounded a little embarrassed as she set down her fork. I couldn't help but smile at her awkward expression.
そう。よかったわ。アクル
ー。赤月好きじゃないよ。It's not 赤月好き。Hey! She stared at me for a few seconds before abruptly leaping to her feet and flinging herself at me.
何？
I shielded the table so she didn't fall into my dinner. Our eyes met and Lynn pressed a quick kiss to my cheek.
やっぱアクルのこと好きになってよかった。めっちゃ可愛い。好き。
いいね。
何いきなり。
Huh? What's this for? Guess the one, another for a few minutes. Everything was fine. My heart was thumping so loudly in my ears. I worried that Lynn might hear it as she learned it to work me. Huh? The Lynn was the It was that moment. Crash. A lot of crashing emanated from the kitchen sink, drawing our eyes. I saw that white mug had slipped from the drying rack. It was a mug. かわいい You and Lynn look similar, really? That's good. That's good words. I like it. かわいい Spreading the painfully broken shard, I slapped against the kitchen counter, overcome with the emotion. ね、かわいいね、この0点もかわいい。ってかわいい。かわいいな、この。
もうせっかくいい雰囲気だったのに。あ、え、泣いてる？
泣いてる。
どうして80年以上も生きてるはずなのに。グッズの命は短いの。大人がこんな風に泣いてるの初めて見た。
I tried to put in the pieces back together, but it lacked the original Gallagher impression. Kohen-kun's fractured face smiled sadly up at me, and I clasping the shard in my hand, I screamed his name.
アークルって血出てる。バカ。
This pain was nothing compared to Kohen. No, actually, it really hurt.
もうコヘイ君より私を見てよ。
I wasn't even sure why I was crying anymore, but the tears continued to fall. Sadness overwhelmed me, and the next words ran hollow. おしまい？
あの日のメロディー歌うぜ。ハート叩くロケンロール。
DS スマイル先生 DS スマイル先生神です。
晴れのち嵐来る。現実休憩十分花丸。あの人あの曲あの動画。脳に気持ちいいって知ってるはずだよ。貯金残高ゼロもいいじゃん。大当たりを期待 私がまだ子供だった
じゃ
頃
ないわ。
憧れていた物語がある。
おしまいだ、おしまいだ、やったー。
推しのラブより恋のラブ。
いいねー。あー、いいねー。全集まるじゃないですけど、ここはここはなんてここはアル18なの。いいねー。待って、かわいいね。あ、これが一番好きですし。あ、いいねー。いいねー。いいねいいねいいねいいねいいねー。推しの、待って、推し、待って。かわいいね。待って。あ。よし。
推しのラブより恋のラブ。
あー、待って。調べてみたいな。推しのラブより恋のラブ。パンパンパンパンパンパンパンパンパンパンパンパンパンパンパンパンパン。あれなんで待ってこれこれどうやってゲットするなの？待って見えなかった。見えなかったの CG 画面が出るんだ。待ってよ、これどういうことでし待ってな。あれスペデじゃないみたい。待ってや。いいゲームで音バレちゃった。いいゲームでしたね。そうね、いいゲームね。It's nice game. Yes, this game is very nice. Yes, now Yume Hime will secretly bleed 18 plus years after the stream. You're my Yume! Ha! Woo, buddy! Woo! Who says she's yours? The game was awesome. Yes. Absolutely yes. Yes, the game is awesome. I like it. I really like it. 3 hours of Yume world. It's really good. I like the kind of genre. Yes. Me too. Same here.パンパパン。待って、この CG でさ、どうやってヒットするんだろう。これでさ、とりあえず今日の可愛かったな。ここでさ、ここのここの CG はどうやって出たの？あとこの2つどうやって
推しのラブより恋のラブ。
待ってね。待ってまさか選択肢のこと？ちょっと調べてみるわ。待ってな。全クリアじゃない？全ゲットじゃないね。でもそこ本当？違うだろ。待って。I'm gonna discover this so I can marry you. What? Divorce Lynn so I can marry you. I'm everyone's wife and everyone's wife. I'm everyone's wife. Don't worry. 虫よ。お花ね。The missing part is blah blah blah. Really? Okay, I will figure it out.
推しのラブより恋のラブ。
してさあ、じゃあCG background I got what I know this one is from the DLC I know that one is from DLC no you're everyone's Wi-Fi net I can keep it yes keep it don't worry Kobe Danny is in the big tower just 这面めっかわいいそうねじゃあそろそろねそろそろね私にこのゲームIt's about time to speak my speak my idea of this game. Okay. So, well, totally my idea of wait. But basically, how to get this one? Wait, guys. I'm missing this one actually. Missing this one. Aha! I found it, but this one, this one is missing. This one is missing actually. This one is missing part. This one is missing part. And then what's the other one? Another one. Another two is R18. So not able to show you guys. Haha. Not be able to show you guys, but oh, I understand. They have QCC, so that's why they have QCC. That's why I understand. This nice. Bum. Happy end, normal end, bad end. Really? I think they only have happy end. You were missing parties need 18 plus DLC. Haha. Okay, I got it. 12 hours total. Sweet total. Nice. Until you native Japanese? No. Is she? No. She's native India. India today. Look at those sync guys. They sync but they're not sick. Yes. Hey guys, so thanks for coming stream today. And tomorrow will be Mate. Tomorrow. Tomorrow it's Music Dash streaming. Music Dash streaming tomorrow. The first time playing, I will play some before, and then I can practice some. Haha! Music Dash. So some Music Dash times. Yes. Music Dash. Yes. Yeah, tomorrow Music Dash time. Yes, okay. Yume boing boing. Yes, I'm boing boing. I'm actually boing boing. Yeah, thank you guys for coming. Yume Cyberpunk stream one. Next week. Next week にしましょう。Next week. 加工名しろさん。Next week か。Cyberpunk. Okay. It's about to say goodbye, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Woo! See you guys tomorrow. Okay, time to say goodbye. Bye bye. あ、待て。バイバイ See you guys tomorrow. Rest if for Friday. Bye bye. Have a good day. Have a good rest day and have a good rest night. お金おげんね、そういう装置。バイバイみんな。そう、エモいゲームでした。ありがとうございます。DM スマイル先生。はい。バイバーイ。バイビーン。熱い夢のバイビーン。